It's the week of the year that women are most likely to find out that they're expecting. Ooh. And for many, that signals weeks of extreme measures to keep the secret under wraps. But not for one woman who says that at 6 weeks pregnant, she is declining membership to what she calls the Hidden Pregnancy Club. She says she's doing this despite all the uncertainty, fear, and perhaps even backlash that she thinks may come because she's announcing it so early. So is it time we take our lead? Do we stop with the superstition, which I suffered from terribly? Do we just go, this is what it is, I'm in it, I want everyone to know, let's go early?
I don't know why everyone wants everyone to do everything the same. I just think, oh, good for you that you want to announce it really early, but I think there's a lot of people who don't feel the same way, and I think we should just respect everybody's wishes. You're growing a human. For some people, it takes a really, really long time to get there, to get to the place where you're pregnant. And, you know, there's not any definitive stats out there, but from the NCT statistics, more than 80% of miscarriages happen within the first 12 weeks. Wow. So I don't think it's irrational for women to say, you know what, I just want to keep this inside and nurture it with myself, with my close family, until I get past that 12-week stage. I think it's each to their own. I understand why you'd want to shout it from the rooftops the minute you conceive. Like, I know that feeling as well, but...
I was going to say, she waited 6 weeks, I waited 6 hours. Did you? If I could have taken a poster out, I would have. Yeah. But I think that is the joy of humanity, is that people are so different. The only thing I take umbrage with is that where did this originally come? Because I think some people would like to share and think that they shouldn't share because something will happen to the baby or their... So who started that? Because that's not true. Whatever you want to do is the right thing for you. Now, with me, I had a number of miscarriages, and the fact that I shared the joy very early on with my family and friends meant that I also shared the grief when I lost them, because for me, they'd been invested right from the beginning, and that's just the way I am. I come from a big family, I'm loud, I'm an oversharer, so it would be totally bizarre if I suddenly went, I'm not telling a soul. I mean, I'd have to change my whole personality. I'd have to lock myself in a cupboard. And so it works for me. So I completely agree. Each to their own.
I think it's maybe for some people that once you tell family members, especially if you've been waiting a long while to get pregnant, once you tell them, you feel like everybody else takes over, and maybe that's why people hide it or not say anything. And there's other circumstances like careers. If I'll be honest with you, my second son, I hid that pregnancy till I was like 5.5 months. Oh.
From everyone?
No, not from everyone, from a job, because I got this job in the November. It took long because I worked for social services in a local council, and by the time I started the job, I was already like 4 months pregnant. Oh. So I was so nervous that I was going to lose my job. And I wanted that little £9 an hour. I really did. I needed to make sure I secured that job and kept it going. I was just so nervous. And I must say, if that manager's watching, made me feel so comfortable. She pulled me in the office and was like, sit down, take a seat. And then she was like, OK, we need to do health and safety because that belly looks like you're pregnant. So all of that fear and anxiety, the same with what you're saying.
And what did she say about your job?
She said, you can't be discriminated because you're pregnant. When you took the job and had the interview, you wasn't pregnant. It's the paperwork and stuff like that that has taken long. We have a duty to ensure.
But if you don't scared about losing your job because you're pregnant.
I was so scared about losing my job. And you hear those things out there, but you never think it really, really happens until you're faced in that situation.
It's very difficult.
And I kept that job for like 5 years.
Oh, shout out to that boss.
Vashti, you know who you are.
I love the whole thing of, like, everybody just talking to you about the baby. So what you do, have you tried this? Like, no, what? Hypnobirthing, what this, what that?
That's the one...
I loved all that.
I can honestly say, as soon as I've announced any of my pregnancies, it goes from, how are you, to, how are you?
I love that,
And I also actually love the intimacy of having something with just you and your partner, and like maybe your mum and dad or whatever, but there's something about the whole world not knowing that you've got one thing between you. I don't know what
I really enjoyed that for the first 5 minutes when we saw the line. And then I was like... Can we tell? But when you were just saying that just now, you did actually take me back to that 5 minutes. And it was magical, and it is lovely when you...
5 minutes.
You see, I'm sort of like you, Stacey, and it sounds ridiculous considering the job that I do and we all do, but the centre of attention thing doesn't sit well with me at all. I'm not really good with it. So suddenly you kind of think, oh, everyone's talking about it. And I enjoyed that little moment beforehand, and the superstition thing was 100%
Let's be
there
fair,
with
Christine,
me.
when we found out you were pregnant,
was
we
so
did go a bit
excited.
overboard, didn't we?
Massaging
That put anyone off.
Massaging your feet. I mean, didn't you like all the extra food you get?
What extra food and massaging her foot? I'm pregnant.
It was good. It was good. But you
Being made
can
of
relax,
muscle.
and I think that's the 12-week thing always came about because that's when the ultrasound thing got introduced at the 12-week phase.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's now become that phase where you think, OK, I can now talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think definitely after that bit, you feel a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
I just think, OK. And then it wasn't really until the big 20-week scan that I then said, OK, this is actually
But
going
those
to
were all
happen.
your choices. What's sad about what you just read out at the beginning was that woman fears that people would say to her that she'd get a backlash for announcing it any earlier.
Yeah.
Let's
Her
all
own
just be
happiness.
more
Got to do
tolerant.
your do
Yeah.
you.
Her own
Do
happiness.
you?
It's her body, her
I
happiness.
don't find out about mine till I'm like 6 months. I'm whole sugar. Better start telling people. Start with Joe.
Well, Kirby's with you. She says, I told people as soon as I knew, telling people doesn't make the worst happen. I'd much rather have the excitement surrounding my pregnancy and acknowledgement that the baby exists. So I totally get that. I think
Each
yeah,
to their own,
it is.
isn't it?
Yeah.